Welcome back to a video, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. We're trying to hit 1.7 thousand subscribers. So if you can, smash that subscribe button and make sure to comment down below what your favorite part of the video was. We're going to be ranking all the Godzilla forms in the MonsterVerse, all the way from his base form, all the way to the evolved, and so on. So let's turn it over to Godzilla.
Alright, so we're going to start off with 2014's base Godzilla form. In 2014 is when he was first appeared in the MonsterVerse, and MonsterVerse is not called the MonsterVerse until 2017 Comics Go Out, but we still consider it that. But in his base form, it's obviously base form for a reason. It's nothing too special. I mean, Godzilla is special, no doubt, because he's one of the coolest monsters out there. He is, in my opinion, the coolest monster, but anyway. So in his base form, he was, he wasn't that strong. Like, he's been asleep for many, many years, so he had, smaller dorsals, and he was 355 feet at the time, which back then was the biggest Godzilla known to date, but now he's actually much shorter than he used to be, than he is now. And his atomic breath was a bit weaker. It was only like a blue flame. It wasn't really as strong. It was still like an atomic breath, but, it just wasn't as potent as the others are nowadays. And his fighting ability was different, and his form overall was just pretty good. He had more of Komodo dragon fighting style and a bear fighting style, so it was helpful then, but he still was not as good as he is now. So I'm going to give the 2014 base version, as far as power, not by design. We're doing how effective it is. I'm going to give that a C.
And now, guys, we move on to the 2019 Godzilla, which is his next form, and we could say that he got a lot bigger, but I'm going to turn over to Godzilla to explain exactly how good he is overall.
Alright, so in 2019, we have two forms to go after. Now, the first one is the base 2019 Godzilla with the amp. Now, base 2019 Godzilla was very powerful. Maybe there's even, actually, I think there's probably three forms, but I'm going to do it simplified. So, you had the 2019 Godzilla, where he was bigger at 393 feet. His atomic breath was even stronger, so he was able to, condense more energy into it. He is also more of an aggressive fighter. Each film, he gets more and more angry. 2014, he's kind of I'm too tired of this. I'm too old to be doing this kind of thing. Then King of the Monsters, he's kind of aggressive. These guys just won't quit. To Godzilla vs. Kong, where he's I'm going to tear everyone apart. And then Godzilla's Kong's just everyone's just going to die. So you can see how it just kind of keeps going. Godzilla keeps evolving to be even more angrier. I'm scared to see what he's like in the next movie. But in King of the Monsters, he also got a nuclear amp from Sarazawa's sacrifice that made him even more stronger, and also got help from Mothra from her life essence after Ghidorah just totally evaporated her. And then we have the other form, where is the thermonuclear Godzilla, which everyone knows that, which is able to totally destroy everything in his vicinity with a nuclear pulse, and can melt everything in his path, and is invincible to apparently electricity beams and maybe some other kind of, beams of sort. So as far as thermonuclear Godzilla goes, I'm going to count this one because it's still in that same time in the movie, and not the base 2019. I'm going to give the thermo an S, because that one is a very effective form.
And now we move on to the 2020 movie, which is Godzilla vs. Kong, and we all know that one. Now, there is something that I was thinking about, is Godzilla was kind of worn down in that movie, and then he fought Mechagodzilla, so overall, I'm going to, of course, turn over to Godzilla, but I just don't know. It's not like he changed too much. Actually, it may have weakened because he was worn down from the previous movie.
Yeah, so what we got here in 2021, to be exact, is, Godzilla kept the same form, the director not Michael Dougherty, that's King of the Monsters, is Adam Wingard, that said that he wanted to keep the same design as Michael Dougherty had in King of the Monsters, so that way you can tell that this is the same Godzilla they saw last time, but he still wanted to put his own personal stamp on it, hence Godzilla's Kong. And with this one, there's not really a form, it's more but it is different. This Godzilla seems to be an even stronger atomic breath for some reason. He's glowing more blue. You can see cracks in the skin of irradiating even more of a brighter blue. It's his body can't even hold it in anymore. That's how powerful he's gotten. He's also gotten more aggressive in this movie. So with that form, he's also he's doing different moves. He's more aggressive. He's got more atomic breath energy with it. So I think this form is definitely stronger than the King of the Monsters form because he's just learning to control his energy, but also get more energy as he keeps going. Because I think he still kept the energy from the nuke and Mothra's energy inside of him, which is proven true because in Godzilla Dominion, you can see that Godzilla still had Mothra's spirit with him. So that shows that it still carries on through. So I'm going to give the 2021 version a plus because that one's a pretty good effective form, but it's not really much. It's like a base, but it's just like the base form, but really powerful. That's what I say it is.
And now we move on to Godzilla x Kong, which was the new movie where he still evolved, which was, honestly, when I watched the trailer, we're actually eating now. I showed it to Godzilla, of course, but his face showed it all. I mean, that movie also, when we went to go see it, that was definitely my favorite Godzilla movie, other than, of course, the 2014 movie that I went to go see. But overall, I'm going to turn over to Godzilla here, but the Evolved has to be insane.
Yes, and Godzilla's calling the New Empire. We have, yet again, two forms. We're not counting the base Godzilla before he did the other form. Basically, the base of Godzilla in 2024 is basically just like Godzilla 2021, exactly the same. But this is before he went some dramatic changes. Next, we're going to have two parts. Part one is the supercharged Godzilla, which is the blue form Godzilla had when he absorbed multiple nuclear power plants to power up to get it even more stronger. And what he did was it was so much energy that he started turning blue from his atomic energy because he was almost doing an overload, but not in a dangerous way. Like the thermonuclear Godzilla was a dangerous overload that he had to get rid of. The blue version is kind of it's like an overcharge, but it's not like deadly overcharge. So it's pretty powerful and also delivers an EMP, but it's not just a regular old EMP. It also still has a pulse behind it, so it makes it even more deadly to that. Now, we didn't see him use atomic breath, but if he did, it'd probably have maybe a spiral ray, but probably not. We don't know for sure. But that form does seem pretty effective in a fight. Seems like it's just like his base form, but supercharged, and who knows what else he could have done. So I'm going to give that a S as well. And next, in Godzilla x Kong, we have the Evolved Base form. Actually, I forgot there's three forms. The Evolved Base is also really good because that's when he went to Tiamat's lair and he got her energy from like the magnetic poles and all that kind of stuff, and it just evolved for the first time. And keep in mind that Godzilla is still evolving, so in the next movie you will see him change even more so, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. So the Evolved in his base form is pretty much like a more slimmer, but also he has more muscular arms, so he's faster, and he has more muscle behind him, and he has a new a magenta heat ray, which is also really powerful, probably a little bit more powerful than the blue. So his atomic breath just keeps getting more and more powerful. And so I'm going to give that one an S as well. But the next, the current date, we also have the supercharged Evolved Godzilla. Yeah, this movie had so many forms. And the supercharged Evolved Godzilla is at the end of Godzilla's Kong, in case you're wondering what that is where he charged up so much energy that he was able to do something just like the thermonuclear Godzilla, if not better, because the Evolved Godzilla said he has 20 times more energy to store. He didn't say it's 20 times more powerful. He is more powerful, no doubt. But he has 20 times more energy to store. So it means what thermonuclear Godzilla was, he can carry even more energy than that fight in King of the Monsters. So that means he could be even more powerful, and he probably was more powerful than the thermonuclear Godzilla because of that form. And he had, for the first time ever, a spiral heat ray, which makes the atomic breath even more powerful, probably at 1.2 million degrees, just like the rest of them. And that form was so crazy, we don't even know what else he could have done. And get this, he is still evolving. So we're going to give that the highest in the tier of S that you can possibly do right now.
But guys, like you said, thank you guys all for watching. Make sure to hit that notification bell to keep up with their newest content and the possible new ranking videos that will come out in a few weeks. But guys, like I said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.